Okay, this is my custom built remote generator start box. It technically remote starts the generator from inside the house without having to go out there. Keep in mind, mine is connected to natural gas, so I won't have to ever worry about fuel. Technically, it's got the run button, which it enables the two contacts on the key, which what actually opens up the what am I saying here? It opens up the two circuits that need to be open in order for the generator to start. So by flipping this switch on, it actually does the opposite. It actually uses a couple of relays. They go from normally closed to normally open, and it opens those circuits. And then opening the gas up, turning the gas up, it enables my gas valve, which is an electric gas valve, to allow for natural gas to flow into the carburetor. And then all I need to do is push and hold the start button, and that would start the generator. I also have a little LED here that tells me that the generator is currently running or not. So having said that, I've also added a custom key on the side, which is also a switch, which if this is turned off, which it is now, will technically prevent anybody from ever starting the generator. So unless you have the key, you will not be able to start the generator. Haven't had coffee yet, so excuse my rant here, but these are voltmeters and amp meters. Each one of these is connected to each one of the buses on the panel, which is right here. Of course, in the panel I have the interlock kit, which prevents you from running both the mains and the generator at the same time. So mine is a dual 50 because the generator can put out up to 50 amps. So I'm not going to go over how that's being installed and used, but that's pretty much it for here. We'll go outside and go over the details. Okay, here's the outside of my generator shed. That's my natural gas line coming into it. That's my electrical conduit going into the house. That round thing, silver round thing down there, that's my exhaust and my fan exhaust on the side. It got a little rusty, but it's gonna get painted this summer. All right, and take a look inside. What do we got here? Open it up for you. Okay, so here's my 10,000 watt. This is my charge controller from my solar panel, which works somewhat. I guess in a sunny day you would probably get about 13 volt or so. I also have a regular charger that sits plugged into my outlet, and it just actually charges the battery. I don't try to rely on this thing, but if it does anything, it's there to be used, I guess. Other than that, my setup is a little more complicated. I have a setup here in this box that has a thermal relay sensor that allows the fan to run even if the generator is turned off. While, as you notice, it gets really hot, and it would continue to generate heat even in the summer when you know, it gets really hot, and it would probably get up to 150, 160 degrees inside the shed, and I don't want the shed to melt, so the fan would run off the battery if need be, until, you know, either the battery runs out or it gets cool enough where the fan doesn't need to run. Let's see, back here I got my this blue thing. It's my electric gas valve, which is triggered from the inside from the gas switch. So that gets turned on via a relay. And then over here you see my regulator, my gas regulator, which is not your typical run-of-the-mill. This one also takes an electric input, a 12 volt input, and it's actually used for the prime. So I can prime it from inside the house. It's done through another relay, which is a temporary relay that runs for about 3 or 4 seconds, and then it allows gas to go into the regulator, and it allows this thing to start. And then back inside this panel right here, this is where all the magic happens. I don't have the screws removed right now, but I'm gonna post schematics, and you guys can figure out exactly how you want to wire yours. But technically, it's a set of about 3 or 4 relays, and they all tie into the ignition switch, and then allow you to bypass the switch and be able to run it from inside your house. So this is my setup, and it's been running great. No issues whatsoever. So if you have any questions, just post them in there, and I'll do my best to answer. Have fun. Okay guys, I'm going to start with some of the documentation and schematics that I have, and hopefully this will help you out. So first of all, this is the model number and information for the electric gas valve. It's made by US Solid, very good product. Again, you don't need it, but for me it was more like a peace of mind. Century Fuel Products is where I bought all my accessories, including my electric regulator, which is the best part in the whole setup. I'm gonna tell you the part number in the description because I don't know it off the top of my head, and it's got a weird number. So now let's go over to the beginning of this whole thing, which is the most important thing right here. This is your ignition switch, which if you look right here on the on position is where the generator is running. All these circuits need to be open. So this is part of the manual, I believe, but you can easily find it online. Worst case, just pause the video and take a snapshot and print it out. Trying to make this as steady as possible. So those are the wires that you need to open up, like so. CND and ENF are shorted together. So CND and ENF are shorted together when it's off. So these two circuits need to be opened up, just like you see here in the on position, for the generator to start. So for that to be happening, this is my schematic, and this is what I did. So technically I have the primer normally open, goes to a 3-second relay, which delays it for 3 seconds, just enough for my regulator to be able to push about 3 seconds worth of gas into the carburetor. And then just ignore this part right here, and then you can go ahead and crank it. So my 2 relays basically go ahead and disconnect these 2 circuits and allow it to start. So that's more or less pretty much it. I'm just going to take a quick second here just so you can see the schematic, but there's not much to it. Hope this helps.